Are you ready to hear about the opportunities and the energies for the month of April? If you are, then this is the right pick a card. Now, in front of you, there's three piles. Pile number one, pile number two, and pile number three. Take all the time you need to pick the pile that you feel most intuitively connected to. Okay, my advice to pick the right pile is to close your eyes and then pass your finger over the screen, whether it's your phone or if it's your laptop. Once that you feel that tingle on your finger, you stop, you open your eyes, and then you're gonna see what group is meant for you. Okay, once that you're ready, you can go to the description box, to the comment section, and you'll find a timestamp for each one of the piles, and then you can get like watching your pick a card, your tarot reading. I'll see you in a couple seconds. Like I said, take all the time you need. Do remember to subscribe, leave a comment, give it a like, and I'll see you very soon. Bye. Hi there, I'm Fernanda and I'm the tarot reader behind all the pick cards that you can find in this YouTube channel. Now, are you ready to hear about the energies and opportunities for the month of April? Now, pile number one, if you picked, well, this card, they all look the same. The card that you got, the main energy, the major arcana that you got for this month is the Empress. Okay, so for you, 100%, April will be a month of movement, I'll say, will be a month of expansion, will be a month of like, you just feel if you men or women, right? It doesn't matter the gender. The feminine energy that we all have, I just feel like it will be blossoming during the month of April. I do think that you're just gonna feel so in touch with the earth, so in touch with your environment during the month of April. You feel like everything that you put your attention to, anything that you put your energy into does flourish. And it's like you have this capacity of knowing what has potential and what will also have like an amazing give back from the investment that you make. When the Empress comes into any reading, and mainly here for the main energy of the month, here we're talking as well of like financial expansion. Okay, so this is not a month at all in which you feel constrained in any way. So I also feel like April will be a month where you have like that extra money as well to pamper yourself a bit more, to spend a bit more money, to buy more things, of course, and enjoy everything. Because also usually with the Empress, there is you see a lot of times Venus on the cards, because it is of course the planet of pleasure and and enjoying through all your senses as well. And yeah, you can see this person, she is comfortable, she is in power, and she has a plan as well. She is the mother, she's a nurturer. So those are the energies that you will be connecting with for the month of April the most. Okay, now if you are single or taken, it doesn't matter, man or woman, it just seems like you feel loved, you feel wanted, you feel desired as well. I do think that you also, with the feminine energy, we're talking about aesthetics, and whether you're a man or a woman, you will care about that the most on the month of April as well. I just feel like the way you're dressed, the way that you're feeling yourself, it's like you will vibrate that confidence outside whenever you go out, and you'll see how people or your current partner will also feel that, and you know, you will feel desire. That's what I'm seeing in here. And of course, any projects, anything that you're doing in the month of April, or anything that maybe you already had like a trip schedule, maybe you already had some stuff scheduled during the month of April, just letting you know that this will anything that you do will help you expand your horizons, and has a lot of potential. So I also feel like, let's say April, you do meet someone, and it just seems like this connection, this chemistry could have a lot of potential. Now there's also, you got Pluto already as well. Now, Pluto, this is Scorpio energy, and this also belongs to the eighth house. Pluto is definitely a very transformative, it's all about transformation. It's all about dying and coming back to life and like transforming into someone else. Then you also, you got Uranus, so you got really, I guess, transformative and kind of they're transformative planets, but I feel like when it comes to the transformation, can sometimes feel a bit fast, or it may feel sometimes like you're out of control. Like it's like, sometimes when we take the first step, maybe meditating, maybe cleansing our friends circle, doing a couple of things here and there. But then it's like it gets out of control because you're like, whoa, I'm now gaining speed at this. And I just feel like I'm not ready for so much change. Sometimes it's like you do one or two good things or good changes, very positive changes in your life. And then other doors open and you're like, I don't feel ready yet for, or like confident enough in myself to even take up on those opportunities. And that's how I feel it. Because of the Empress, you're expanding, but because of Pluto and Uranus, I feel like you may feel like this expansion, this transformation, it's a little bit too fast. But you know what? You're capable of this for sure. And well, of course, keywords when it comes to Pluto, renewal. You also may feeling a little bit more connected with that third eye. You are taking care of also your shadow energy. I think that you're doing a lot of the grunt work that it's like it's not pleasant. When you, let's say, remember traumas that you didn't even know you had, or you see something, or you hear a word, or you smell something, and that brings you back to some unsettled business or trauma, or you never even remember this, and then because of that smell you remember this thing that from the past, and it's just you realize that, oh, this is like some shadow work that I have to do, because Pluto does bring transformation and allows you, of course, to expand in different ways that you have never expanded in the past. But that is the like kind of the price you get from all the work you have to do. And the transformation most of the time is not necessarily like pleasant, and also you need to deconstruct a lot of beliefs and a lot of ideas that you had about yourself and judgments that you had about yourself, and you can only do that working through your shadow. Okay, now when it comes to also Uranus, that is Aquarius energy, so then it's a very futuristic energy. So I think that the month of April will be perfect if you are someone who's doing a lot of like research, if you're someone who's doing a lot of, if you're studying or you're doing research or you're working on some type of technological advancement. I don't know what I was going to say, but something like that is very futuristic. I think that in April, a lot of you may have a breakthrough. You may be working a lot on something already, and you may have a breakthrough. And a breakthrough for everyone could be different. Could be you're writing a book and you finally have your breakthrough. You have been doing research of like, because you want to build a house yourself and you're looking at the best ways of building a house, the best materials to use to build that house, and then you have that breakthrough. You have been like looking at different like healthy diets and doing so much research, and then you have a breakthrough, right? You find the right fit for you. So I do feel like a lot of you are having like also those genius type of ideas. I do think that you are, I feel like the crown chakra must be open because you you channel those ideas. And we think that only, let's say, tarot readers, we channel messages, but on the day-to-day, sometimes we have amazing ideas and you think that maybe someone else already thought about it, or you don't know where that idea came from, but you don't give it really much importance to. But the thing is, that is channel messages, because that didn't come from you. There's sometimes things that, you haven't watched on TV. There's nothing. You don't know about this, and there's this amazing, great idea. So I do think that you're gonna get a lot of those in the month of April, which is also explaining a lot of the breakthroughs that you're having. And okay, so now in the beginning of April, you have this Nine of Cups as one of like the main energies, and then this is the energy that will be available to you. You can either tap on it or be like, no, I want to change this. So with this Nine of Cups, you saw this bear that is enjoying his honey, and it's just really, 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 really comfortable where he is, right? And so I just feel like in the beginning of April, you will be connecting the most with more not selfish, but really like self-centered energy. It will be all about you. And this is why I was getting the sense of like, maybe you're gonna be spending more money, maybe you will be like prioritizing your needs and pleasure as well. When I said in the beginning, mention the Empress. And with the Nine of Cups, this is confirming that, because I just feel like it's just a time in which you just care about your needs, you care about your goals, you care about your self-satisfaction as well, and for you to be comfortable. It's like you're prioritizing that. Let's say sometimes when we receive, let's say, a friend or family members at our home, right? That, even though we love our family members, that does impose like a presence in our home, and then we need to change our schedule or routine, right? So imagine like if the opposite of that is like you're just not willing, even for the people that you love. It's just like you're like, my parents may come in the beginning of April. Let's actually push it later, because I'm not feeling like dealing with anyone and anything that's not me in the month of April. Or in the beginning of the month of April. I just feel like you really are prioritizing your needs. And yes, definitely being selfish, but selfish is good, As selfish, it is good. And then you have this Five of Wands as well. This is more of a competitive and conflictive energy, but not like in a bad way. It's more of like there's things that you care about, and you will speak your mind, and you will express express your opinion as well. And also, even if it's not something that you used to do, but it's something that you will connect more with this in the month of April, and you'll have also instances in which they're needed from you for you to speak up. And so with this Five of Wands, it's more about like you feeling a little bit competitive with your surrounding. I don't know who you will be surrounded on, like who is surrounding you mid-April, but for some reason there's this feeling of competitivity, right? Of competition. You also feel like you want to show off, or you want to demonstrate something, or get some level of acknowledgement, like and also another thing is, I do think that you're going to be around a lot of people that have their opinions, and this time around, you're not just gonna let it slide. Sometimes maybe you hear like some delulu opinions, and then, well, to you, they're not delulu, but you find them delulu, and so, but you say nothing because you're like, it's whatever. But I do feel like mid-April, maybe conversations will steer in a direction that really matters to you, and you're just gonna feel like you need to speak up, It's like sometimes also when I hear a couple things, I'm just like, I can't be always having a conversation, because sometimes I just have to shut up and listen, And even if I don't agree with it, it's just still, this is a good experience for me to grow as a person and grow in patience as well. But sometimes, there will be topics that come out that I'm like very close to my heart, and I will have to say something. It's not about changing their mind, but it's about me knowing that I'm speaking up for something that I care about. And I feel like that's the case for you mid-April as well. And for everyone, it will be something different, Now, at the end of the month of April, you got this Knight of Swords and the Hermit. So with the Hermit, it's always kind of taking some time to be by yourself. But then the Knight of Swords, it's kind of saying this. There's a conquest for you. There's like a level of action that has to be taken. And it's like you have a sense of direction and there's this conquest. But with the Hermit, it lets me know that this is something you're gonna do alone. This is something that you're not having other people maybe backing you up on this, or you don't have other people necessarily with you when you go on this conquest. This could be travel as well, but right now I really feel like there's a lot of I think that you have to be very brave at the end of April to connect with this very like ambitious and strong energy that is available to you at the end of the month. I do think that you're going to be also be looking for the truth. You'll be looking for like your truth. And some of you, this could mean that you felt maybe light too, or you just want to like get to the bottom of something at the end of the month. And I feel like no one is going to stop you. Like you could talk to your friends and be like, do you think this is a good idea? And they may say no, but you're like, it's whatever, I'm going to do it. Because with this Knight of Swords, it's always it's like a situation that, yes, we're being brave. Yes, we are taking action and initiative, but we also most of the time are not thinking straight, and we're not thinking everything thorough. Like we're not thoroughly thinking about our actions and the consequences. But with this Hermit combined with this, it is letting me know that it's not like a selfish thing that you're doing. It's really you're trying to find out the truth about something that is kind of impacting you in some way. And yeah, and I just feel like this will be kind of a lonely ride because I don't think you're being backed up by other people, or maybe you never even like share this with anyone else and you just need to do it very quick and like without no one else like knowing about it. Sometimes this could be like getting to the bottom of something that's going on at work, right? This could be getting to the bottom of something that's going on in your family or in your relationship. And I just feel like also there's just setting the record straight. But I don't know who will this apply to. Some of you, of course, but some of you it's setting the record straight. Okay. Now the crystal for this month that will really, really benefit you is the clear quartz. Now, if you don't have a clear quartz, if you can't buy one, or you don't have the interest to buy one, but you want to also have the benefits of the clear quartz, or you can't find one, then just make sure to find a picture on Google, print it out in color, and just have it in your bedroom, okay? Now, this is I am a clear channel of love, light, and well-being. All of my heart's desires are realized now. It helps to multiply goodness and well-being, amplify loving kindness, increase clarity, peace, and understanding, improve clarity of mind and emotions. Now, you also got communication and surrender for the month of April. And then actually on the month of April, surrender comes first and then afterwards communication. And that kind of shows why in the beginning of it explains why in the beginning of April, it's like there's no much movement because you're really just like kind of caring about yourself and taking care of yourself and kind of prioritizing your needs and just being very comfortable, like not doing anything that gets you annoyed, mad, impatient, or anything that, kind of will be will make your day uncomfortable, like just like sharing your bedroom with your parents, let's say, or like welcoming someone into your house. And so you have surrender in there, like it's not time to make any moves whatsoever. But by the end of April, you got communication, and I do think that this goes along with this five of wands, where like you actually take a stand for what you care about, and you'll realize that this will really help you with your throat chakra as well. Now, the shadow work that you have to do as well for the month of April, you got condition. Now, condition is you have to look at your limitations as learnings, because one condition comes out is like you are being dragged down, like you drag yourself down so much by looking at your current condition, your current situation, and thinking that it couldn't, like you're thinking like it couldn't be worse, like this is the worst it could get, like I don't have this, I don't have that, this is not what I wanted, I'm not where I wanted to be, I'm being, this job, this 9 to 5 job, it's like you are. And you think a lot of your current condition, or it could be even your skin color, it could be like your gender. You think that that is limiting you in the world. And that is a shadow work. That is not everyone's responsibility. That's your responsibility to work through, because you have been using that as a limiting belief for so long. And that's something that they want you to work on for the month of April. Now, there could be other conditions that, come up during the month of April, of like, I don't know, you are rejected for something, or I will think that it will be in March that these things happen, and then you enter April thinking like, oh, just because I'm a woman, or of course because I'm like Latina, because I speak Spanish, or because I have an accent, like, and you create limitations that they're true because you make them true, and because you keep creating that reality. And so they want you to have this on check, okay? Alrighty, group number 1, I do hope that this reading was helpful. Do remember to subscribe, to give it a like, and if you, of course, actually want personalized predictions, because, when it comes to readings that everyone will be watching, I really don't like saying like, oh, this person is going to come into your life, unless it really shows that the main energy for you will be love. But this is why I do instead energy and opportunities when it comes to predictions. But if you do want predictions for yourself, then that's something that I can easily do, and you can just book a private reading on my YouTube. I was going to say my YouTube channel, my website, tarotbyfernanda.com. Okay, I'll see you on the next pick a card. Bye. Hi there, I'm Fernanda, and I'm the tarot reader behind all the pick a cards that you can find in this YouTube channel. Now, if you haven't subscribed yet, this is the time to do so. And now for pile number 2, let's look at the 2 cards. You were the only pile that actually 2 cards came out when it comes to the major arcanas, the major events in life, or the major, like the main energy for the month of April, okay? So you got the Hermit and the Chariot. Let's look at this. Ooh. So very different energies, but for some reason, both of this come together in the month of April for you. And so when we talk about the Chariot, this lets me know that for the month of April, you'll feel like you have found direction of like what matters to you and what you want out of life. The Chariot really makes me think of like that time when we also want to become independent from our parents, or we are ready to become independent from society. So it's like you're not following anyone's directions anymore, or you're not following anyone's steps anymore. You're forging like your own, like you're forging your own path in a way. And with this, like always, whenever you see this black and white, in like whether it's the Chariot or it's like the High Priestess, we're talking about a level of duality between shadow and light energy. And when it comes to the Chariot, we are really talking about the mind and the heart. So sometimes, or sometimes it's like our desires, but at the same time the responsibility that we have. So when you find a balance between those two, you're actually growing up, you're becoming an adult, and you're actually get to any place faster. Because sometimes when you only listen to desire and you don't listen to your responsibilities, then you can follow desires, but there will be a part of you that know that, you know, all your actions do have like a consequence, whether good or bad for you. And the same thing, if you just follow responsibility, you also will feel quite unhappy, because you know that your heart has desires of its own, and that you're not allowing yourself to play in this life and like enjoy life. So when you find balance between those two, I do think that that is also when we finally become an adult, when we also start growing up. And I just feel like in the month of April, you have this balance. You have this, it's like you have already found like something that gives you purpose, or you have found, you know, like the right quote that motivates you every morning, or like something that for some reason now gives you that confidence of knowing that you are on the right track. Now also with the chariot, it lets me know that in the month of April, it's like you already have all the tools. You have the capacity, you have the confidence, you have the knowledge to make anything happen. Now with the hermit, it's really interesting how I'm talking about desires and responsibility, and you know what came out? Saturn, which is the planet of responsibility, right? And that belongs to Capricorn. And then you got the fifth house. With the fifth house is the house of entertainment. So this is exactly what I was talking about. It's like in the month of April, it just seems like if you pick this pile, good for you, you have found like a balance in life, and you will find a balance of like doing what's right and doing what it's your role, you know, because stepping into your role, we all play a role in this world. We all, let's say also, we were born either a woman or a man, a mother, we became a mother, or we're still like, you know, someone's son. We're not yet a father or a mother. So we do play a role, and fighting against that does create a lot of inner conflict. And I just think that understanding the balance between understanding what your role in this world is and stepping into that responsibility, you know, like I'm the manager, let's say, so stop being the friend and start being the manager, right? So it's just like somehow now you have this confidence and also this understanding that both of those, you know, sides or energies can live within you, and you can value both of those. Like you value your heart desires, but you also value responsibility. Now, with the Hermit as the other major arcana, this is about also, I feel like there will be a time for in April that you will feel the need to isolate yourself, okay? So, because with the Hermit is, of course, that search of the truth, but also to do so, you cannot be around other people, because you can be easily influenced by other people's opinion or what other people are doing, and you're confusing that as your responsibility or as your own desires, but they're none of it's not the case. So when it comes to the Hermit, this is a journey that you're taking inwards, and it's a journey that you have to take alone as well. So you know, this, you could be in a relationship, but this also means that you're gonna take more like you time, like me time. So you could go for walks by yourself, you know, you could go to the movies, go to the restaurant by yourself. And this is something that your partner will have to respect, because definitely you'll feel called to be by yourself more. And there's no like, I don't see conflict going on. It's more of like inwards conflict. And there's like, whenever the Hermit comes as well, it's because the version of whatever society has given you or whatever you have grown up with is not enough. It doesn't cut it anymore, and you have to find your own truth, right? But then, of course, these two cards, right? These energies are both actively seeking something. They're actively traveling. They're actively going after something. And with the Hermit, you can really see this person holding something that is kind of giving him some light for him to see in the darkness. And this is why it really shows that you're going to go inwards in the month of April. Now, once again, with the Saturn and the fifth house, you got wisdom and passion. And so this is those two things are being part of your predictions in the month of April. Discipline, structure, time, responsibility. So, time, being on time all the time, like stop having excuses of why you're always late. Grounding yourself, being practical. So knowing that, and being realistic, like knowing that if you go to bed at midnight, will you be feeling like waking up at 6 a.m.? Or if you go to bed at 2 a.m., will you be feeling like waking up at 7 a.m. before, like on time to get to work on time, or on time to wake up and exercise and eat healthy and have the time to make yourself a breakfast? No. So you have to be logical about things and kind of also, when it comes to responsibility with Capricorn, I do feel like also it's kind of this sense of responsibility of stop pointing fingers at everyone else and thinking that, like, why can't you just cut me a break? It's like they don't have to. You have to get your stuff together. And I just think that that's something that you do in the month of April. It's like you now have this sense of responsibility and this wisdom to understand that there's so much that you cannot control, of course, but there's so much that you actually do control, and that is your own responsibility. And I just think that this whole pointing fingers at situations, or whole thing of like pointing fingers at like everyone else, like that you think that they should be cutting you slack, now you're like, no, like I understand that it's on me. And I say this with a lot of kindness, because with this is telling me like you're strong enough, and this is telling me that you're ready to take ownership of your path, to become a leader as well, and to kind of pave a path, a completely new path that other people have not walked on, or that is not necessarily supported all the time. Definitely, you do have the tools, like I said, to make any of this happen. With the Chariot, I also feel like there's a level of eagerness of like getting there as soon as possible, and also taking a chance on something that no one else has done in the past. Now, with the fifth house, this is of course still letting me know that you're going to enjoy the month of April. A lot of you, this could mean actually dating, okay? This is the pile. I think that there will be more dating involved. A lot of you that picked this pile probably are single. And so with this fifth house is the house of passion. So if you're in a relationship, just April will feel like very passionate for you within this relationship. But for those that are single, this means that you're going to be attracting a lot of attention, and I think that you're going to be asked out by more than one person. The energy or opportunity that is there for the month of April is the easiness of like dating. So if you were thinking of like, oh, is this like a good month to be going out, or to start going out again, or to start talking to people again, definitely yes, because that energy is there for you. So it will facilitate this process. Ooh, look at this. So when it comes to like minor energies, but still, like if I'm breaking down the month by 3, so like 10 days, so 10, 20, and 30, you got the Chariot once more. So it's the same energy. It's just different decks, but it is the same energy. And so now it is telling me that this whole Chariot energy is actually happening in the beginning of the month, right? And then the Hermit is happening later on. So I do think that you haven't come to this conclusion yet, but you will later on in the month, that you have to be by yourself, or you cannot be constantly surrounded by people, because they do influence a lot. And you also, I feel like there's this thing that they just said, you cannot carry others. Like this path it has to be done on your own. And sometimes, when we are we want to open a business. And oh, there's 3 cards. Okay. You want to open a business, and you have like this like ambition of opening a business, and so you like forcefully want to do it with your partner, but maybe he or she won't contribute as much, in the sense of not money, but like that energy, that effort. Like if this person is not passionate about it, then you should not be carrying other people with you, because this is personal, this is yours, and you have to, I think also with the Chariot is like this force, like a will to achieve something, and you have like a direction of where to go. But I do think that maybe some of you are trying to carry other people with you in this plan of like bettering your life, or maybe moving abroad, like I said, opening a business, bettering your lifestyle, and it just seems like you cannot carry other people. This is a very clear message. So, if you are in this like path of spirituality, let's say, and or like growth, self-growth, then you need to understand that whatever videos or conference you're watching and any information that you're absorbing, think about like how this applies to me. Stop thinking about how this applies to me and how would this apply to my mom or to my dad. And if only they could be watching this, it will really better their life as well. It's like you cannot carry others with you. This is a path that has to be taken on your own. Now, also, there's a lot of Cancer energy present in here, I will say. And there's Cancer energy, Virgo energy, Capricorn, and Leo. Only Sun, okay? Like, I do think a lot of you could be connecting with that energy the most. Now, I said that, but really what I wanted to say was that the strongest energy in here is Cancer, so and it's the water element. So I do think that maybe a lot of you will be dealing with a Cancer, or are dealing with a Cancer sign. Maybe you are a Cancer. And I do think that some of you, this is a pile that so far I'm seeing something romantic as well, because you got the Knight of Cups right after the Chariot. So this could also mean with this fifth house, and I was talking about the dating and, kind of just kind of attracting a lot of attention. I do see for a lot of you with this Knight of Cups, there is someone in here in the month of April. So if you're single, okay, and I trust me, once that you get the hang of all my readings, you will know that I don't say things lightly, and I don't bring up the love topic just for the sake of it. I really don't. But when it is here, I'll say that. So for you with this Knight of Cups, this is always representing someone that is courting you, someone that is being very romantic and very forward, I guess, emotionally forward to show his or her interest. And this could be instead like you feeling confident enough to do that because you already know who you like. But there is a love or romantic interest in this group, okay, in the month of April. And I just feel like this could be a water sign. So this is Cancer, Scorpio, or a Pisces. And I do think that there is some movement, because when there's this Knight of Cups, there is movement in this connection, okay? There is a bit of more transparency, like emotional transparency. So maybe let's say you don't go on a date with this person, but you have always liked this guy or this woman. And the month of April, there's actually interactions happening, and it's very clear that this person likes you, right? So yeah, I just feel like there's definitely that romantic movement and clarity. Like you get clarity of like, okay, this person actually likes me, or this person, and we have this romantic chemistry as well. There was this quote I just posted the other day, I just published, and it was like, I just shared on the YouTube channel, and it was something like, when two people meet, it's just like science. If there is a reaction, then those two people are transformed. And I do think that, when there's chemistry, you can feel it between like you and someone else. And so I just feel like there will be movement in here. There will be like some level of moving forward. Now, at the end of the month, you got the Eight of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ten of Cups. Just 1 second. Okay. And then you also got endings. And you got instincts. Okay. Now, it seems like there's different things here for the end of April, but also it will explain a little bit more this, the Hermit, because I do think that you become aware of, I guess, your mental limitations and how like you have been seeing this world, or your this one came out, or you have been like perceiving your reality. It has been very distorted, okay? With this Eight of Swords, this, you look at this bird, how he's blindfolded, and so he can't see any of the berries that are around, like right on his feet, under his feet, right? He can't see them. And I just feel like in this case, it's like for this specific card, for this specific card, the way I'm seeing it is like this person has to rely on other instincts, because he needs to realize that, yeah, it's like he needs to rely on his other instincts to figure out that the berries have always been within his reach. And I just also feel like when you're being blindfolded, maybe it's like you feel like something has been taken away from you, so like one of your senses, but really you have more than one tool, more of one way of doing things. And this is the thing with the Chariot, because when this comes out, this means that you're prepared, you have like everything to make it happen. But I find it interesting how you start like being in a car, right, in a chariot, and then walking like on foot, right? So I just think that with endings as well, maybe something will be taken away from you, or something you were counting on. So something you were like, maybe money that you had saved, or maybe like you were thinking that you had someone's support to do this, and then you're not given that. And this is why you start being like here, and then you continue knowing that you have to do this on your own, and that you don't have all the you don't have the fancy car available to you to go faster. Like you have to go on your own. And I do think that this is why the endings is here as well, and the Eight of Swords, because you think that for a second, I think that you'll panic a little bit at the end of the month, being like, well, I was counting on this money, or I was counting on this support, or I was counting on this job, I was counting on this trip, I was counting on this, on being able to sell this. But now I have to rely on my instincts instead, and know that there's other ways of finding those berries, of like, there's, yeah, there's other ways. And then I know that this will have a happy ending for sure, because with the Ace of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups, this is like, okay, the Ten of Cups to begin with is one of the happiest cards, one of the happiest energies. And this is about like also emotional security. So if you have a family, a partner, this is already like finishing April feeling like so loved. Like maybe what you were expecting, like, that fancy car was taken out from your reach, but you feel so loved, and you have like really good people around you, and you feel so emotionally taken care of, and so emotionally safe and happy. And so you have this support system. And with the Ace of Coins, it's like there's something new. I think that you readjust your plans a little bit, and then you choose a more conservative way to go about things. There's that too. They're saying conservative way of going about things. You will know what that means when the time comes. And a lot of you, this also with this Eight of Swords, the Ten of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles, like all this energy together, with the fact as well that a lot of you will have a lot of romantic interest, or romantic, I guess, activity in your life. And I think that a lot of you, it's with someone very specific that you have feelings for, or that you have connected with. I also do think that it will be a success, and with this Ace of Coins, I do think that you start building a friendship or like a connection with this person. But it's like with the Ace of Pentacles, it's like it could be like a romantic connection off the bat. But the thing is, this is whenever coins comes out as a beginning, it's a conservative beginning, so it's a very slow beginning. It's the type of relationships or connections that will like move really slow, not for the lack of chemistry, not for the lack of passion, but because of like two people, like two different personalities put together, and it will create like maybe it's you that wants to take things slow, maybe it's the other person that is more conservative, more traditional. But with this Ace of Pentacles, it's like also it's foreshadowing that whatever you start right now, it's with a real commitment and with like, yeah, with a real commitment to the future and with a real sometimes we go on dates and we know that we don't want anything serious, right? We just know that we're not feeling it. But we can find people that we're attracted to, but we know that if we start like a relationship, we are not in the mindset or we don't want to get married and the other person does want to, right? But in this case, it's completely the opposite. It's like you are at a time in which whatever move you make towards this person or this person towards you, it's like being self-aware of the responsibility and the commitment that you are making. So some of you, this is why I think that this start or this kind of open communication you'll have with this person who you of course have this romantic chemistry with, will go very slow. Could also be like a friendship in the beginning with, but you later on want it to be a relationship, but it's just going slow, but it's going steady. Okay. And you got union as well, and you are the pile. Well, I mean, this is the second pile, but the first pile got a shadow energy, and for you got a light energy. So this is kind of also strength or opportunity that you can tap on the month of April. Is I do think that this pile does have a lot of love interest in the month of April, to be honest. So yeah, and your crystal for the month of April is turquoise, and it's this one. Now you got, I'm always at the right place at the right time with the right people. Improving time, increase the occurrence of synchronistic opportunities, be inspired with creative ideas, develop understanding of various cultures and spiritual philosophies. You know what I was saying about like being on time and like not making excuses and like all of that, or like I don't believe in marriage because of my parents. Like stop making excuses and pave your own path and like go and find your truth, not your parents' truth, not society's truth, your truth. Okay. Pile number 2, do remember to subscribe, to give it a like. I do hope that this reading was helpful and give you some guidance for the month of April. And if you ever had like very specific questions and very important questions to you, you can always just go to my website and book a private reading. I wish you the best, and I'll see you on the next pick a card. Hi there, pile number 3, and welcome to your reading. Now, I'm Fernanda. I'm the tarot reader behind all the pick-a cards that you can find in this YouTube channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, this is the time to do so. And you can even already leave a comment saying the pile that you chose. And yeah, let's start. And also do give it a like. Alrighty, so if you selected this card, I mean, they all look the same, but you got Temperance. So this is the main energy. This is a major arcana that does describe your month of April. Okay. Now, with this card, with this energy, what does it mean? April for you will be a month of finding balance. You can see it here. This person is like an angel and is like having 2 jars or like a cup and a jar, and it's like just like mixing it together. And so April for you, it's not a time of like getting results in per se, or like it's not a you're not starting something, you're not finishing something, you're in between when it's the month of April. So you're kind of perfecting your craft. And I think of this like in a way of like, let's say when me creating my YouTube channel, and I have another YouTube channel, and for it to grow I have had to look at the analytics and look at like what content works. There's some videos that gets like 40,000 views, but then there's other videos that still only get like 3,000 views. So how come, and so I need to find like the balance of like what works, what doesn't work. And so that's the same thing here for you guys. It just seems like you are perfecting your craft. You're also, I do think that when it comes to balance, you're also like looking to find harmony in your life, okay? And I do think that there's also restraint that you are kind of having in your life. So that means no extremes, so no like overspending your money, maybe going on too many dates as a single person. There's such a thing as maybe like spreading yourself thin when it comes to like also your routine, right? Let's say you wake up early, you work out, you go to work, you go on a date and repeat. Let's say like you also need to have some like downtime for yourself. So this whole temperance energy, it does let me know that it's like a time for you to chill a little bit more, just really focus on finding that harmony. It is a big message of like no extremes, no, let's say, going rogue, or like going out all the time or staying home all the time. Definitely also when temperance comes out, it is also about being around other people, because there's so much to learn from other people and how they're doing and living their life, and maybe you'll find like kind of wisdom with that. Now you also have the second house. The second house is all the physical assets. It is the house that belongs to Taurus. It's the house that belongs to all possessions, finance, aesthetics, security, and it's of course a house that belongs to the earth element. So I do think that April for you, it is about finding your grounding. It is about finding some level of stability as well. Like I said, no extremes, and also I think that there's a sense of responsibility. And mainly now with the second house, this is letting me know that the main kind of stability you'll find in the month of April is financial stability. So you are kind of perfecting the way that you spend your money. You are also kind of setting, April will be the month when you're settling, like you're setting that plan of like, how can I buy a house if I want to have this amount saved by 2025 or 2026, how much do I have to be saving every month? I do think that a lot of you will actually start like also organizing your expenses in folders. You'll be very more thorough with everything you do. So this is why I think that month of April is not like, I don't feel like you're starting something new. It's like you are in the midst of like perfecting, like I said, the way that you're doing things already. So this could also talk about a project. It is not the time when you're getting the results, but it's not also neither the time of when you're just starting right now, right? I do think also when temperance comes out, it is about angelic presence as well. It is a time in your life that you receive a lot of messages, a lot of signs, like seeing a specific sequence number, a numeric sequence all the time, or hearing a song all the time, or specific lyrics all the time. So those are like messages from your angels. So I do think already that you're going to be very open to that during the month of April, and there will be a lot of hints of like what are the next steps to take in your life as well. You also have the sixth house. Now, this house does belong to Virgo. The sixth house does represent our career, does represent fitness, health as well. So I do think already with the second house and the sixth house, both of those houses are earth elements. You got Virgo and you got Taurus, okay? So with this, I do think that this is all about finding your grounding, finding, your roots as well, kind of rooting yourself in this world and creating something that will be there long term. So this is not just something like a quickie. This is not something that does not have a future. This is completely the opposite. Like you're working towards, this could be career related, this could be finances, this could be the acquisition of assets. So whatever you are doing, it's to be realistic on, like, to make it happen, right? Now, I also do think that a lot of you, for the month of April, you are taking care of your physique, like of your physical health. Maybe you're also, going to the gym. You're taking care more of, like, you are on your fitness journey. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time to talk right now for this specific pile. If you go to the other piles, that was not the case. It's just like it's like if my throat chakra is closed right now, and it's just so hard to, like, say something because it's like so many thoughts at the same time. Okay. Now, I do think that month of April, it's also ideal for you to set, like I said, the right structure for you, and organize kind of your life. I do think that a lot of you may cleanse your home, may get rid of a lot of, like, clothes, donate them or something. But I do think a lot of you are actually cleansing your home or your space somehow, your closet as well. Now, when I divide the month in three, the first thing that you have is the Tower. Now, with the Tower, this is about, you can see it here. There's a big wave that is about to tear down this tower, right? And this is like something unexpected may actually happen for a lot of you in the month of April, okay? This is not the main energy. This is, now we're talking about, like, predictions as well. So a lot of you, if you pick this pile, there will be some unplanned events in the month of April, mainly in the first 10 days, okay? There could be like unexpected news. There could be plans that you thought they were like a sure thing, and then they completely, like, crumble, like those plans are gone. Could be like a safety net, could be like, also I feel like this is like one of many examples I could give, but let's say that you thought you actually found a house, because with the second house, this is like all about assets. This is about assets, possessions. But what is the specific word? Realtor? Yeah, when you're like buying a house and I can't think or speak right now. I mean, I think, but I just can't properly communicate things. I could imagine that you think you have found the right house. Imagine that you have already, given that deposit, but then the contract falls through, right? So it's like very unexpected, and also it is something that completely takes out that balance or that sense of security or sense of safety that you thought you had. So this is something that most of you would actually experience the first 10 days of the month of April. Like I said, this could also be unexpected news. This is it's something that kind of takes away that sense of security. So you need to understand as well, when the Tower comes, a lot of times it's like, think of like a storm. When a storm comes, there's a lot of trees that will actually fall down, and there's a lot of trees that actually will remain standing after the storm. And it all has to do with how flexible the trees are. And I also do think that the Tower does also remind us that anything that was not built honestly, or right from the beginning, doesn't have a stable foundation, and when a storm comes, it will bring this down. And so anything in your life, like, this could be a relationship, this could be a friendship, this could be a job. Imagine a friendship where, like, you two are friends, but you're just talking, like, you're saying bad stuff about each other. Okay, you're bad talking about the other person. Is that really a genuine friendship? No. So something is going, when this storm comes, this is the first thing that's going to fall through. So think about anything that maybe is being built from dishonesty, from like selfishness, ego, anything that was not right to begin with. This an example I give a lot as well, because the tower does remind us that anything that start the wrong way cannot actually like finish the right way, like in a good way. So it's like, imagine that your current boyfriend actually had to cheat on his past girlfriend to be with you. And then, so what do you expect from that? Rather than actually waiting for everything to be like, like over between those two other people before you start a relationship, or before you had any like physical connection with this person. Instead of doing that, you went ahead, let's say, and he went ahead and built this new relationship. But this was built over kind of a like not stable construction, I'll say. And yeah, so then it's no surprise that, let's say, oh, surprise, like either you or your boyfriend actually cheats on each other, because it's like foreshadowing already what's going to happen. So the tower really does remind us that if we are kind of like just going with life and not being honest with ourselves, or not being authentic, and then thinking that this life that we have built from lies is not going to catch up with us, that's you're in the wrong, because it will sooner or later. So this is just another side of the tower, so you will know what you feel most connected with. Because some of you, I really think that's just like plans that are falling true, but some of you, it's the situations that you're in that is not the right situation, or like you trying to stay at a job that really treats you like wrong, and that is emotionally abusing you, let's say, and that is underpaying you, and you keep trying to stay at this job even if everything is pushing you to quit. So maybe your angels will be like, you know what, we're just going to take this job from you, and so they're just going to fire you. Your spirit guides will influence somehow, so this person actually fires you, but in a way it's like you regain freedom from this. Okay, now, you also have the Magician, the Six of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles, and this lets me know that you're actually going to be fine. Group number 3, you will be fine, because maybe the first 10 days of April will be like a lot of unexpected stuff happening. But with the Magician, the Six of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles, it's like you succeed at something else. It's like you realize that you actually can be so much more successful. You can get so much more acknowledgement that you have, or yeah, success and acknowledgement from other people, and that you can actually shine. I just think that from this panicking moment of like something is falling true, to now I know who I am, and now I shine, and now I know like what I'm capable of. Because with this Nine of Pentacles too, it's like you regain a sense of value. You regain your sense of like, well, this is what I'm worth. I'm like, I was selling myself very low. And with the Magician, the Six of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles, I just feel like your confidence is like on the roof. It's just at another level of kind of regaining that sense of value, and that confidence of your capabilities and skills, and what you can actually achieve in this world. And also, I do think is like what you think your worth is, and how people should be treating you, is just like it completely switches after the Tower moment. And then at the end, you got this Queen of Pentacles, right? And on the bottom of the deck, there's the Empress. So I do think there are for a lot of you, something falls through. As simple as that. And maybe that affects your finances. But then this could actually be a really good thing, because I feel like, let's say that you were going to sell your house for $100,000, okay? and then you were going to sell it, and you were so dependent on this money, and this was like, oh my gosh, I'm waiting for this money so then I can buy this other thing. Okay, let's imagine that there's such a thing as $100,000 house, and then the screw falls through. Okay, and then you're like, whoa, no, like you're so upset about it and you're panicking and everything. But then because this fell through, then another offer comes in and it's like $150,000 or $125,000, or like you now have access to more information, hence the whole temperance thing of like your angels communicating with you. And it's like you realize that actually you could get, double for it, or you could actually invest money and then get even more money for it, or maybe that you don't even have to sell your house. It's like at the end of the day you realize that your house was worth so much more, or that you have much more options, and that this fell true for a reason, because you were selling yourself short and you were kind of closing the door to better things to come into your life. Okay, now you also got expectations for the beginning of April, which makes a lot of sense. And this is why you feel like you feel panicked when this falls true, or when you get those news that were very unexpected. And I do think that because you thought it was a given, like, sometimes we think that, okay, this relationship is a given, like we're going to marry this person, even if when we're honest with ourselves, we know that this is never the type of dynamic, romantic dynamic we picture in our lives, because it's not a dynamic that makes us feel good. But you had those expectations already, or you had expectations, you had expectations on someone, and that person is not meeting your expectations, right? And it's not on them, it's on you. And then the same thing for like a job or something, and this falls through. But at the end of the day, I really feel it with the cards that come after. It's like it's a blessing in disguise. Then you also got at the end of April, you got Be You. So I do think you go from like kind of more of a dishonest path to a more authentic path. And on the bottom, you got the throat chakra as well, which is something that will activate a little bit more at the end of April. And this is something I was like thinking, is this going to come out? Because I'm having such a hard time to pronunciate things right now, to even like express my thoughts, and all the messages that are coming to me right now is just so hard. And I do think that at the end of April, more like beginning of May, this throat chakra will like be unlocking. Okay, will be opening. Now with Be You, it's like I do think that authenticity will be the first step that you will like take in a very long time, and this will happen mainly like second half of April. And you also got this Queen of Pentacles. So I do think that whatever comes your way, like I said, was a blessing in disguise. And if this was about your finances, just letting you know that you're well off, and at the end of April, maybe something else is there's another message. Some of you, this could be crypto, okay? Because I think that crypto is such a big thing nowadays that in my readings, this type of messages come forward as well. I think that in April, I don't know how crypto is doing right now. I don't know if it's doing good or bad, but I do think that maybe it's gonna go down, and then at the end of the month, it's gonna go up a lot more. Something like that, or like an investment you made comes down, or maybe you didn't have the opportunity to go in. I know that crypto, like you do, like prices are always changing, and you try to enter when there's a low. And so let's say that you thought like, okay, this is a time that I need to invest, but then for some reason you're incapable to invest. Like, I don't know how this works, but let's say that for some reason you're not capable of like buying the shares or buying the crypto that you wanted, and then at the end of the day, 2 weeks later, that crypto is much lower and it's a better entry point, or that investment is much lower, those shares are much lower, so it was a better entry point. I really feel like at the end of the day, you are the person who's winning money and who's making more money out of this thing that fell through. Sometimes it's also like a relationship that is quite expensive. Maybe you were about to buy a house with your partner, but really you were the person who was putting the most of the money, and then there's something that you find out that is totally unexpected, but then that actually protects your money. I really think that anything that has to do like, I feel like for April, a lot of what's happening to you has to do with your finances. And I just think that at the end of the day, your finances will grow even with any unexpected things that are meant to happen in the month of April. And I'm going to stop there because I just can't talk. I hope that this reading was, serves you as guidance and was helpful. I'll see you next time. Bye.